Hello and welcome back. Hopefully you've seen the video that we posted a couple of weeks ago where we went through all of the things that we did in 2023. It is now January 2024. It is cold, it is icy and threatening to snow. It's cold. Anyway, we've got a lot to be on with. A little tricky, but I'll try and get through what I want to say as swiftly as I can and as concise as I want to. Basically, we've set the deadline of April or May to get Firefly in the water. We want to be sailing her. So, unfortunately, we do have a lot of work to be on with, which does give us quite a tight deadline. But that will mean that we'll have to change the layout of the videos as well, which I'll talk about in a minute. Essentially, we came to the boat a couple days ago to kind of evaluate what we were doing and what needed to be done, like a fresh perspective on things. And we've found several places that are leaking, which is good. We basically attacked the top of Firefly with a watering can. I'm very proud to say that all of the things we've attached aren't leaking, which I was very proud about, including the mast, which we were worried about, but that's fine. The gas locker, I think it's a runner. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, I'm still learning. The runner where the sheets are, that's leaking just underneath the door, and the bilge pump in the cockpit that needs fastening and tight and sealing properly. I'm shivering, which is making it difficult to actually say what I want to say. Okay, so those need sorting out. We've put up a tarpaulin at the moment because obviously it's still winter and spring is going to come, which introduces a lot more rain. And while we're trying to fix the things that's leaking, it's completely counterintuitive to continually get water in the boat. So that's what we've done at the moment. Oh my goodness, it's cold. Oh, most of the water is coming in through the gas locker. The rim of the gas locker is basically broken on all four sides, which is just letting in heaps of water. So we're going to tape that up for now, temporarily, but that should give us ample time to fix it and sort it out, as well as the tarpaulin. As for the layout of the videos, they are going to change a little bit. I think I've spoken about this briefly before, but I'm going to explain it again. Because of the amount of things that we need to do in such a short amount of time, we have to change the way we're doing the videos, in the sense that the way we were doing them before is we were focusing on a job per video, or a job per few videos, depending on how big the job was. But we're changing that to how many jobs we can get done in a week, which will hopefully give you a lot more things to watch, and will most importantly let us get a lot more things done. I messed up that sentence, but hopefully it was semi-clear. The job for today is to sort out the engine bay. There's a lot of really matted carpet because a lot of the water is coming in through the gas locker, which is like directly leading into the engine bay, which is making it really wet. It's completely sodden in there. I've mentioned that heaps of times before. So we're going to rip all of that out. Birds. We're also going to measure as many pieces of wood as we possibly can, so that we can start getting more wood in and replacing the damp and rotted wood that's in Firefly. There's a chance we might tackle some of the electrics and get some of those out, see if we can outline where they are. Basically, we want to try and get as many things that we don't want in Firefly out of Firefly so that we can start rebuilding Firefly, basically. The tarp should hopefully help with that. It will be coming down as soon as possible. We're not a fan of it, but it will help. I am going to go and get something warm, and then I'm going to get on with things. So, yeah. This footage was recorded before we did the intro and put the tarpaulin on. We came to the boat and found the wood soaked, rotten, with pools of water in the main saloon and around and behind the engine. Given that we've been trying to clear where we thought it was leaking, we decided it would be a good idea to pour water over the deck to try and find where it was coming in. By that point, we'd found out that water was coming in at the back of the boat where the gas locker was damaged. It looked like somebody at some point has tried to jam a gas bottle in and broken the rim. The other locker was also pouring in water as well, but that was only because the rim was jammed with leaves from when we were sat underneath the trees. We cleared that out, that was easily fixed. The water seems to come in from the back and pool behind the engine, which then leaks into the rest of the saloon, which explains why the head and the V-berth weren't touched by any water. We also found that water was leaking in through the tracks and travellers for the main sheet and on the port and starboard deck, all 3 areas where water tends to pool. We then set out to clear the water. After we'd gotten rid of as much of the water as we could, given that we'd only stopped by to check on her and didn't actually have that many supplies with us, we decided that getting a tarpaulin on her was a good idea. We didn't film much of us putting it on as it was getting dark by that point, but the idea behind it was that it would stop more water getting in while we were trying to fix the leaks. We also taped up the gas locker for now, as it's right underneath the opening of the tarpaulin. We came back the next day and tried to get rid of as much water as we could from around the engine and in the cabin. We used a wet and dry vacuum to try and speed the process up, especially as we definitely couldn't have fit the manual bilge pump behind the engine. Once we got rid of all the water, we then set out to rip as much dead wood, old wiring and mouldy carpet out as we possibly could, also while trying to dry the hull. We were swimming with the silver moon, dancing like a maniac. Then we raced each other to the room. All that I could do was laugh. All that I could hold it back. I couldn't hold it. I couldn't hold it. I couldn't hold it back. I couldn't hold it back. I couldn't hold it. I couldn't hold it back. I couldn't hold it back. We were finally making progress on the inside, ripping things out and getting back to the bare bones of the boat, and then we found out that Storm Isha was due to hit land. Having only just covered up Firefly with tarpaulin, we didn't want it ripping off in the strong winds that were predicted, so we decided to use some rope to secure the tarpaulin to her. We also took the opportunity to go and grab another tarp so we could protect a friend's boat as well. He's been having a difficult time at the moment, so we wanted to make sure his boat was one less thing he needed to worry about. We then had no choice but to go home and anxiously wait out both Storm Isha and Storm Jocelyn. Once the winds had passed, we went back down to check on Firefly and New Freedom to make sure that the tarpaulin had both held up against the wind. The highest record gusts in the area were over 124 miles per hour.
Leather jacket on in the snow. Always such a cool guy. New life, new clothes, but baby, you're the same. I see it from afar. You haven't changed a bit. And you still make the same tired jokes. Thank God that I moved on, but heaven knows how you broke me down. Haven't seen you in a while, but I don't miss you at all. But I hope you do. Yeah, I hope that you think.
We got to the yard to find both boats had survived, which was amazing news. Checking the inside of Firefly though was honestly disheartening. While the main part of the cabin had no major pools of water, the rebirth, head and engine bay all did. We scanned around and found more bolts leaking, including a couple of stanchions, a cleat, and we think that the forward-facing hatch needs sealing properly. The seal that we changed looks fine, but we think it's the actual hatch mounted to the boat that's leaking. What we're aiming for is to get the boat dry, remove any fittings that we might want to reuse, rip out all the mouldy wood and replace that wood with new material, sand everything down and paint the entirety of the boat white as a base. Then we'd be able to start fitting things inside her like a cooker and a diesel heater. But because we can't even get the inside of her dry yet, it feels like we're going round in circles. We're obviously going to persevere, but we're just going to have to push on job by job until she stopped leaking.
The upper hand, the tables have turned. I am not the same girl. I hope that you think of me. See my face in strangers in the street. Every time you drink tequila, you still picture me there, dancing in the dark. I bet your heart skips a beat when you see something that reminds you of me. Baby, when you drink tequila, you still picture me there beside you in the dark. But I hope you're feeling so lost without me that you can't sleep at night. No one to call, yeah. Call when you're feeling down. But what goes around comes back around. You had to learn the hard way. Yeah, I hope that you think of me. See my face in strangers in the street. Every time you drink tequila, you still picture me there, dancing in the dark. I bet your heart skips a beat when you see something that reminds you of me. Baby, when you drink tequila, you still picture me there beside you in the dark. Yeah, I hope it hits you hard.
If you've made it this far, thank you very much for watching. If you'd like ways to help, if you've enjoyed watching and enjoy the project and would like to help, there are some links in the description that will enable you to do so. I'm shivering. There's an Amazon wish list, which we use as just a list for things that we need, to be honest. There's a Buy Me a Coffee link and there's a PayPal link as well, whichever one is more convenient. If you'd like to help, thank you very much. We appreciate everybody who does. If you can't help, no worries. We appreciate you just being here. Please like and subscribe because that helps a lot as well, and leave a comment because we absolutely adore interacting with you guys and learning from you guys. The amount of things we've learned from comments is incredible. And yeah, hopefully by the time this goes up we'll already be on with next week's work. Also, as an aside, feel free to go follow us on Instagram because we take a lot of pictures and they go up much sooner than the videos do. So yeah, go and follow us on there. Link is in the description. Hint, hint. If you drop us a comment or send us a message, we will reply to you and we'll interact and we'll talk, and it's great. Thank you very much for watching, and bye. Yes. Oh my God, I'll start again. I'm blubbing. Calm down, Caris. Oh, I need something warm.